The two main groups of shotgun ammunition. Greetings, friends. As you know, shotgun ammunition is quite varied. I love shotguns for that reason, because of how versatile they are. The multiple uses of a shotgun depend on the ammunition you load, or rather, the ammunition you use in a shotgun depends on the use you're going to give it. With the same shotgun gauge, you can use ammunition for defense, hunting ammunition, small game, big game, etc., etc. Today, we're going to be talking about two major classifications of shotgun ammunition. Well, you've always heard that a shotgun shell contains pellets inside, and depending on the size of those pellets, that's the number assigned to the shotgun ammunition. The higher that number, the smaller the pellets. Today we have a few examples here. Number 8, 7.5 ammunition. This is number 2, already a bit thicker. These are 00 buckshot, even thicker. We have another classification, one of my favorites. These are slugs. When they're slugs, it's no longer about the type or size of the pellets, but rather a single projectile inside the shell, usually weighing 1 ounce, quite powerful. But today, I want to talk for the friends who have asked me many questions and have been inquiring about what ammunition is appropriate, about how shotgun ammunition is divided into two main groups, birdshot and buckshot. I don't know what they would be in Spanish, these names, right? Almost everything I've learned about firearms was in school, in English, and that's why many times I don't know the nomenclature in our language. Birdshot, meaning shots for birds, and buckshot. Buckshot, a buck in the United States is something like a deer. It's also called that way. Birdshot for bird hunting is also for small game. Among them, we have ammunition. I have some notes here. Number 8, let's start from the bottom. Number 4, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, and even type 9 ammunition, which the higher they are, the smaller the pellets. When we talk about buckshot, we're talking about number 2 ammunition and down. And when we get to 0 ammunition, they come in different groups too. 00 buckshot and 000 buckshot. And besides that, 00 and 000 also come in magnum shells. Your choice. There's the standard 00 buckshot shell, which is 2 3/4 inches, and the magnum, which is 3 inches. Here I have a 3-inch one. It's not 00 buckshot, but you notice the difference when you put a magnum shell and a 2 3/4 shell side by side, right? 2 3/4 inches, 3 inches. I have my notes here so I don't miss any details. And that is the shell, the number 8 shotgun ammunition, has 460 pellets, tiny ones. Here you have it, 460 pellets. The use of birdshot, of bird ammunition, is more for small birds, for small prey like dove, pheasant, quail, duck, up to 7.5. Smaller than that is perhaps for birds that are a bit larger. There are also shells that are steel shot, steel pellets. Now, what's the deal with steel pellets? They're required when hunting animals, birds that are in the water, like migratory ducks that go to rivers, lakes, because environmental regulations from agencies that protect the environment don't want you shooting lead into the water, because eventually the water can get contaminated with lead. So they require steel shot. What's the deal with steel shot? Steel is lighter than lead. Since it's lighter than lead, it's then required that steel pellet ammunition has larger pellets, so they're heavier, and of course, being heavier, they can travel at a higher speed, or rather, they can't lose as much speed. They don't lose as much speed when fired. A pellet that is very light, when fired, immediately starts losing speed. It's like if you take a piece of paper and crumple it up really tight and throw it, you can throw it really fast, but the paper is very light. And of course, as soon as you throw it, you can throw it really fast, but it loses speed quickly. Whereas the heavier pellet, well, it maintains its speed for a longer time, and the loss is less. So when using shells with steel shot, you should choose ammunition 2 sizes larger than what is normally required for lead ammunition. In other words, if you use a number 8 lead shot for doves, that same dove hunt with steel pellets should be with number 6 ammunition. You increase it by 2 numbers. Remember that the number goes down, but that indicates that the pellet size increases, and so on. So we move on to talk about buckshot. Buckshot, very effective between 30 and 50 yards. Larger ammunition, they're already number 4 ammunition, or larger, 41000 buckshot. And this, when it's 00 buckshot, each pellet is equivalent to a 36 caliber, around there, more or less, a 32 caliber. I hear both versions. There are some who say it's 32 caliber, others 36 caliber, meaning a buckshot blast is a very devastating shot. This buckshot ammunition is already used for larger animals like the fox, the coyote, the deer, and this, of course, the larger the animal, the stronger the ammunition you should choose, right? 000 buckshot, which I don't have any of here, is a magnum shell. 00 buckshot, 2 3/4 is the length of the shell, 2 3/4 inches. It's not magnum, but it's also a tremendous shot. It's also ammunition that is used more for personal defense. 00 buckshot and 000, very widely used by security services, very widely used by police and military as a defense shell. Now, the classification I like most, well, one of the ones I like most, I lean more towards the topic of personal defense with firearms. I'm not a hunter, nor do I do competitive shooting. Usually I have done it before, but I mostly work on personal defense, protection, and I train security officers, etc., etc. What I like about the slug is that it's a tremendous shot. This projectile is the diameter of the shotgun barrel, and it's a full 1 ounce lead piece, whereas the other ammunition, for example, number 8, this varies, right? 7/8 of an ounce or 1 ounce. This one has 1 ounce too, but it's many tiny pellets, a full ounce. And this one has 7/8 of an ounce. They're 7.5. However, look at the brass. The lighter one has a larger brass, meaning it's faster. Okay? While the 1 ounce one has a speed of 1180, this one has a speed of 1350, and you can tell. The same goes for, not the same, the steel one is 1¼ ounce, 1.25 ounce, meaning the ammunition is heavier. Slugs are also classified into full 1 ounce slugs, like this one I have here from the brand Norma, and 7/8 of an ounce, like this one I have here from the brand Remington. Well, look, observe the size of the number 8 ammunition, the tiny size of the pellets here. Now, observe the 7.5 ammunition. Honestly, it looks a little bit larger, but the difference is almost imperceptible, I'd say, from the number 8 ammunition. Let's look at number 2 now. These are the steel pellets. Number 2, of course, larger. And look at the 00 buckshot, okay? The 2 3/4 shell contains 9 pellets of that size. Honestly, it's a devastating shot. The slug is a single projectile of 7/8 of an ounce or 1 ounce, depending on the ammunition, but look at the thickness, the same thickness as the shotgun barrel. Another devastating shot. Number 8 ammunition, target on the right. .7.5 ammunition at 25 yards. Number 2 ammunition, target on the left. Magnum shell. This is steel shot, number 2. .00 buckshot, target on the right. .1 ounce slug, target on the left. .7/8 ounce slug, target on the right. And here we have the impacts from the number 8 ammunition. Look how tiny and how the shot disperses the shot compared to the 7.5, which we're going to show now. Well, no, the difference isn't very noticeable, really. The difference is very small. I'd say both ammunitions are quite comparable in use and in what they can do. Well, here we have the impacts of the ammunition. There are several here, but the 7.5 are these little dots you see there. There are the impacts of 7.5, right? And let's also look at the impacts of the number 2 ammunition, which is steel. You can tell the difference in the size of the holes. Where could I find 2? Look, here are 2, 1 7.5 and 1 number 2 ammunition. 7.5 and number 2 ammunition. You can see the difference there. Now look at the holes from the 00 buckshot blast. One hit right here, right in the center. The size of that compared to a shot number 8. Look at the slug of 7/8 of an ounce, right? The weight of the projectile. And notice it's a bit off center. I wouldn't say it's the slug, but the shooter, right? I wasn't shooting supported or anything, just a quick shot. And because I know these slugs are still accurate at a distance of 100, 150 yards, depending on the skill of the gun user. Now, the one that stole the show here was the slug of a full ounce. Look at that accuracy at 25 yards. Perfect. Slugs can have a range of even 100 yards, 150 yards. It depends on the skill of the gun user. Friends, and that's all for now. Hoping this video was useful to you, that we learned something new. Leave me your comment. Let me know what ammunition you use for what type of hunting. That way, we all learn here. I'm Jaime, president and founder of the AlphaCalibre Agency for Investigation, Security, Firearms Training, and Online Gunsmithing. Thank you very much again for joining me, and see you next Saturday.